Hello there, everybody. This is James of The Game Won't Play Itself, and welcome to another episode of TGWPIS FC. We're starting today on the page of Joey Keating. Now, we're doing this because Joey here, well, I wanted to highlight the fact about how he's played in the last couple weeks. Now, we kind of picked him up from Fulham last year, was it 2 years ago now? And he was kind of playing a background player to Craig. But as Craig's waned off and this guy's come up, man, he has become one hell of a player, playing in that box-to-box midfielder role for us. He's fit in really well, but if you look throughout this entire season, he has 14 assists and 4 goals. Or if you look at his last year, in 26 experience, he had no goals and 4 assists. So he's stepped up a league. We've stepped up a league, and he's performing even better. And I am really excited to have him be a partner with Lawrence here in the midfield, who is just turning out to be an absolute stud, playing in that deep line playmaker role and support. He's got everything we've been looking for. His physicals are great. His technicals are getting there too. And the ones that matter, his passing, his technique, and first touch. You know, he has less goals. And, 1 goal and 6 assists, but 14th player of the match. I mean, these two guys have been bossing the midfield and really has kind of allowed us to be that kind of core part of them. If you've got good midfielders, everything else kind of goes around here. Also, Tyler, we've had kind of this swing back and forth between Tyler and Ali as a striker. I think for the moment, though, I'm going to play the hot hand and go with Tyler, who has 11 goals and 3 assists versus Ali's 8 goals and 1 assist, and a lot of those in less appearances. Now, more off the bench, but I still think Tyler is going to be our guy going forward for right now. Maybe I look to play him in a different position than an advanced forward. Maybe like a deep line forward on attack. Or, I mean, he doesn't really have the target man stats. He's not quick. He's not as quick as Ali, but he's got some of, I've always wanted to try and play him as a complete forward, but we're also training with him to play as attacking midfielder because he's 27. He's going to be hitting his prime, or has hit his prime, and I think he could still be a great use. I mean, that height and these technicals are still very good. So maybe getting him in and getting him in an attacking midfielder role for when, Ali really accelerates past, or who knows, any one of our other strikers. I mean, we've got Lee Thompson, Frank Newport, Jason Carpenter, or Jordan McFarlane here, or even David Lynch. We've got a lot of good strikers at the club. So I want to keep Tyler involved, but maybe dropping him back and having him play in more of that kind of role might be helpful. This all being said, we have a match today. We've played quite a few since we last came in here. I believe we were the second qualifying round against Grusley. So I've played a lot of matches. I'm not going to lie here. But we didn't really have too much competition. Gratham, 8-0, 8-0, Yorkshire Amateur, 5-2. Quick and stuff. I mean, really, I've said this multiple times. A lot of this lower league stuff, until we start getting tougher from our position, is going to be about our FA Cup run. And today we've got a decent one in Hartlepool, who is in the league above us, and actually is a halfway decent squad. Hartlepool. Now, at the beginning of the save, they're in a Vanarama National League side. But they were a former league side not too long ago, even up as high as League One. So they've got a chance. They've got a chance to be difficult with us. I don't think we've played them before. No, I think we have played them before. But we are the favorites to win, obviously. Go to our team selection here. Not too much has changed here. Seb is make away from McNaira just because of fitness. He came back from an injury, or we've been getting him back up to match fitness, but he's still, I don't want to risk him. Chapman is coming in for Bartlett. The coaches tend to like Bartlett more because of his speed and agility and pace, and the ability to cross, but Chapman's the captain, and he has, a lot of these other skills that are good. Now, obviously, I think probably by the end of this season, Bartlett is going to be taking over for Chapman. If we look at his, where do we keep? Oh yeah, look at his attributes here. A lot of the mentals go Alex's way, but all the physicals go Bartlett's. And I mean, he's on a lot of pounds. Don't think we're gonna get rid of Chapman anytime soon, but Bartlett is definitely going to be the way going forward. That's actually kind of the big thing. If I was to look at if we were going to improve anywhere on the squad, maybe be getting a better center back than Gavin Shaw here. Just because the heading, marking, and tackling, though good, and decisions bravery, it's not really where we want to be. And especially because eventually we're going to be playing systems where we're playing ball, playing defenders. We may need to start looking at other people who can do that. Now, Larathru has some of that ability, and we're probably going to actually, I think that's what we'll start to do. So we're going to change these guys over to ball-playing defenders. So we have to start looking at ball-playing defenders, we have wing-backs, then we also have to start looking at our wingers, and them eventually becoming inside forwards. But that all being said, this is the team we're going to line up with. We've got McKenzie in goal, McNaira, Shaw, Larathru, Chapman, Lawrence and Kedding, making that strong midfield, Bondswell and Donaldson with Hughes and Hancock leading the line. We've led up to this. It's now time for us in the first round of the FA Cup. They're playing a 4-4-2, pretty standard. Ridley is their top scorer with 5 in all the competitions. We've got Tyler as a top scorer, and Kedding is our top assist maker, obviously, with his 14 this year. Pep talk, come on guys, let's show what you can do, keep this run going. And then obviously, our normal, let them know we have faith in them. Because we absolutely do. Now we'll go right into kickoff and get things going. So we're playing home at West Home Stadium in Peterborough for right now. And we are on it as Tyler gets sent through here. Can you find the cross? Kedding heads it down to Hughes. And 6 minutes in, and we're already up by 1. Sean Hughes, kind of the underrated player. He hadn't really scored any goals, and in the last 2 games, he's now up to 4. So he's starting to find some form. This great hold-up play by Tyler. Crosses into Kedding, and then another assist for him. Make it 15 for the year. And it's a wonderful goal to put us up. And looks like everything is going to be going all right. Now, the 4-4-2, we tend to do very well against. And I feel worried for Hartlepool, if only because they're playing with some guys with some tired legs out there, and we've been able to rotate our squad leading up to this. McNair to Lawrence. Oh, beautiful cross in. And Tyler, I'm pretty sure he headed that in for his 12th of the season. And we'll look at this in the replay. So McNair throws it in. There's Lawrence who crossed in. Tyler, beautiful header, just ekes it under the crossbar and gets his of the year. And yeah, definitely Tyler's going to be our guy going forward. That height and that heading, just nobody can stop it. Chapman has room to run here, can get the cross in, headed in by Tyler. Well, can't get all of them. Okay, Bondsworth, it looks like he's injured. Lower leg injury. We're not going to risk him. He had an injury before, came back from it. Wheeler has shown to be a very good replacement and a great pickup this year. So we're going to get him on right away. As their player, Molyneux, looks to be picked up a knock as well. I'm not sure what his is. Potential knee injury. Well, that's not good. So 2-0, 2 shots on 15-1 on target for them. I'm very pleased. We'll get these guys right back at there and see where they can go. All right, so Molyneux finally came off with Donaldson coming in as a defensive winger. And highlight to them, but only as far as Larathru, who heads it away, and Kettering gets it to Lawrence, to McNaira, charging down that side. Now, can he find a cross in? Oh, he actually dribbles past his man. He's got into the area. And, ooh, that's a penalty? I don't know. Who's up to take it? Is it Donaldson? Yeah, it's Donaldson. And he slots it home for his 8th of the season. Now, I got to see, what's Donaldson's penalty taking? It's 9. And his composure is 12, and his finishing is 10. That might be a little bit better than Tyler's. It is a really nice penalty. Hit with enough pace that the keeper couldn't go anywhere. Now, Tyler has 7 penalty taking, 13 finish. Yeah, so probably the right decision to let him take that penalty. Tyler's on it with a free kick, and I have no idea where that was going, but Shaw gets it back to right through to Shaw, to crosses in a pretty good cross himself, and Tyler, wow, rifles that in from just inside the box, and the keeper's beaten on the near post. You got to imagine he should have done a little bit better. It's kitching as Hughes finds Tyler out there, nobody's out there, and he just hammers it in. Gives the cartwheel for the fans. All right, and there we are 4-0 up and cruising. Probably going to let some of these guys play for a little bit longer, maybe around the 70th minute mark, make a change. As they're through on goal, and Luke James gets his 5th. As they just opened us up there. As Riley gets it to Marsh Brown, and nobody picks him up. Defender scrambling back, and I mean, Shaw, right through, probably should have done better, but not to us. Kettering finds Tyler, who shoots on goal. Now, that's actually an interesting question. Kettering does all of our corners, so you got to imagine maybe that's where a lot of his assists can come through, because we're pretty lethal from corners. As Ridley dribbles past a bunch of our guys, shoots, and McKenzie's really able to just gobble that up and handle it. Now they're making some more changes, and I think it's about time for us to, maybe after this highlight, is Donaldson on it, finds Shaw, finds Tyler, who rattles it off the crossbar, and they can get it away here with Ridley. He's charging down this right-hand side, he's looking for a man to cross it to, and did he just kick it out of bounds? Alright, well, before this highlight, we'll make some changes. We'll drop Tyler back into the midfield here, bring Ali on, and let's get Seb on here. Who's the most tired in our back line? Simon is. So Simon's going to switch with McNaira, who can play center back. Bring Seb on. Now McNaira isn't the tallest, but you know, as a ball playing center back, he's not too horrible. He's got some of the stuff for it. Really, just we're so far ahead, it's just not going to hurt to have him like that. His free kick goes in. It's a penalty. Interesting. Is Bales up to it, and McKenzie saves the penalty. And we get it clear for a corner kick. Don't know what the offense was, but McKenzie's showing why he's our number 1. Donaldson hits it in. We clear it. Bales on it. They're showing pressure here. Chapman wins the ball here. Now can we break? We've got the speed. Chapman's right down his right-hand side. He needs some support. Finds Donaldson, who's very far in on the wing. Finds Tyler, who shoots and doesn't look like he can find his hat trick just yet, as he dropped into that attacking midfield role. As 10 minutes left, and Hartlepool have turned it on at the end, but that missed penalty is definitely a killer for him. Donaldson's free kick in. McNaira's there. He's offside? Let's see. I guess he is. That overhand view there. But his time ticks away, and that's all she wrote. 4-1 TGWPIS over Hartlepool. A great win for us. Very pleased with the result. Seb gets some more game time in. Let's hope the injury to Bondswell isn't that horrible. As we'll take a look here. We hammer Hartlepool. People are talking. Was this Bondswell or Lawrence? Lawrence as in Ugandan Lawrence. He's 2 to 3 days. Get some money. Tyler, classy from us. He was superb in front of goal. We'll attend the press conference. As long as we're in it, we have a chance every single time. You managed to expect an impressive run. It's always a good result. The more is high for us to meet. Best, absolutely faultless in my opinion. It's fine. He made the correct call this time. I don't need to get fined by the FA. The draw should be today. Please questions you mentioned. All right, Tapman and Gavin Shaw, love it. I don't need to see it. New gate receipts record. Playing in a bigger stadium, we've really been able to pull in some money from these FA Cup runs, especially with the gate receipts. People are loving to come in there. I really hope we get a home game eventually against the Premier League side. So FA Cup second round. Who's in it now? Any big teams? Cheltenham, Halifax, Grimsby, Middlesbrough, pretty big club. Shrewsbury, Sutherland, Northampton. Oh, definitely maybe get some league opposition here, as we'll also draw this competition. And we get Bolton Wanderers, who are 15th in Sky Bet League 2. So Bolton Wanderers is our next opponent in the FA Cup. St. Knots in the FA Trophy. St. Knots, where are they? They are in the Southern League Division 1 Central, so further down than us. And we've had our matches rearranged, which leads us to, when is this next FA Cup? Pretty quick. Actually, it's Kettering, St. Knots, and then right into Bolton. So we'll look to be back for Bolton. Maybe if they're close by, we'll do Kidderminster too. But that's going to end up for this episode of TGWPIS FC. And hopefully you all have been having fun. I have too, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.